Welcome to the Heart-Centered Entrepreneur Podcast. I want you to be rich. Yes, I want abundant financial success for your business. But I don't just care about your business making money. I care about you too. I want you to be rich in happiness, in the impact you make, in your relationships, and in how you give back. I'm Anna. I built my six-figure business as a side hustle while I was pregnant with my daughter in 2016. Now I've helped dozens of women do the same. I'm here to help you build a profitable, heart-centered, fully booked business with the latest tips on sales and visibility, with proven mindset hacks, and sneak peeks behind the scenes with what's working right now in the online space and in my business. Ready to make more money with heart? Let's go. My kids are obsessed with those would you rather books. You know, the ones where it's like, would you rather run a marathon in wooden shoes, or would you rather cycle a race without the bicycle seat, which is the pole sticking up? Okay, these are the type of questions I get asked by my 8 and 10-year-olds on a daily basis. Okay. They even have a Christmas would you rather book that gets brought out every year. And they're actually kind of really clever. Anyway, I have a would you rather for you today as a marketer. If you're working to sign more clients in this next chapter of your business, are you ready for it? Would you rather be lazy and brave in your marketing, or energetic and shy in your marketing? I'm going to unpack it in a second. But first, I'm just curious what comes up for you. If you had to be either A, lazy but brave, or energetic but shy, which would you be? Did you decide? Say it out loud. Because here's what I noticed. What helps my clients sign clients the fastest, whether they're working to sign their first few clients, or maybe they already have multi-six-figure business and they have courses and programs and their marketing looks a little bit different. They have to kind of click into one of the two. And this can have to do with your personality, but it can also have to do with the season of business you're in. Let me just share personally what it looks like for me. For me, I'm someone that I consider myself an extrovert, but I'm also pretty private of a person, and I really like my space. I really like my quiet time. I really like my independence, okay? I really like my quiet house. And so for me, I kind of oscillate between these two marketing modes. And I find a lot of my clients enjoy having the option of both of these in different areas of their life. Okay. So in a season, maybe it's like a chapter, like I think I told you girls this last winter, I've really been feeling a little bit more down in my mood for a few reasons that are personal, and obviously working with my therapist on that. But I also feel like it felt like a darker, colder winter, and I'm someone that I love the sun. And so for me, I just felt like more, it was like indoors, right? So now that the spring is here, I'm like, thank you, God. Like I just needed the spring, right? But anyway, on seasons, sometimes there's seasons of feeling a little quieter of energy, but also maybe like during your cycle, right? Maybe there's certain times of the month where you're feeling like a little more quieter, a little less outgoing. Maybe you don't want to show your face on social media, right? These seasons where you feel a little more shy. But for me, I'm open to connecting with women and making money in my business year round, even when I'm in a bad mood, even when I'm feeling shy, right? And so in these seasons of shyness, I just know that it's going to take a little bit more energy, and I have to have a little bit more of an inviting energy. Okay, if you're taking notes, the energy and shy equals invite energy. The lazy and brave equals magnetic energy. Okay. So what I mean by this is if I'm feeling a little more shy, if I'm not going to take as potent of marketing actions, right? Maybe I'm not sending videos, maybe I'm not sharing my face on social media so people aren't reaching out to me, I'm going to need to do a little bit more outreach. But it's okay for me, because when I'm feeling a little more shy, maybe I don't mind sending a few more voice memos, right? Maybe I don't mind like being more I was telling the girls on my mastermind call this week, like there's downsides to both of these approaches, right? The downside to being a little shyer and is number one, it takes more energy because people aren't coming to you. So you need to do more outreach, right? It's more of an inviting energy. So the downside of this is you're going to get rejected a little bit more, right? Like as you are doing a wider spray of outreach to people, maybe you're sending like 10 messages to your followers on Instagram or something like that, right? Like you're going to hear no and you're going to be rejected, right? quote, like we know it's like not rejection, but it's going to feel that to our bodies. If you are in a season of like the lazy and brave energy and being more magnetic and giving your opinion and showing your face, right? It's going to take less energy, but it's going to be more vulnerable. And so the downside of that one is you are going to be feeling like I'm putting my thoughts and opinions out there, right? I recently, had done this thing about something just like pissed me off that Dave Ramsey said. So I like put something out there that was like a little bit more vulnerable for me. I was making my opinion known, but oh my gosh, I got so much feedback. I got like 30 notes in my messages. And then I got like, lots of emails. And these weren't just like 1 or 2 word replies. These are like women writing me paragraphs. Like really, I was being magnetic. I was being vulnerable. I was being brave, which lets you be a little bit more lazy in your marketing, right? Like I was saying this too, like a lot of women ask me too about like, if you're feeling like, you don't have a lot of potential leads, if you're like, oh, I'm good at sales, but I don't have people getting on sales calls. The edge there for me, I do have people regularly booking calls with me. I do, when I am in the DMs of someone, it's pretty easy for me to get them on a call with me or whatever. But also I can be lazy in my marketing because I'm pretty brave in my marketing. Like I share my life pretty vulnerably, and know that you can define what brave means. Right? Like maybe you don't want to be vulnerable about certain parts of your life that feel more personal. Maybe you don't want to show your kids' faces online. Maybe you are more vulnerable about business things or something like that, right? You get to choose your brave, but it's just kind of like a law of nature, like a marketing law that I feel like, or then like, like Newton's law of like thermodynamics or something. I don't know. But like, it's true that like when you are braver in your actions, when you are more magnetic in your marketing, when you are showing your face, when you are sharing your opinion, you get to be more lazy. It's easier. You don't have to work as hard, right? It's easier on the back end. It's harder on the front end. It's harder on the back end. I should make a little flow chart for this for you guys, right? Versus the invite energy, you get to be you don't have to be brave on the front end. You don't even have to like show your face online, right? But you do have to have more energy on the back end of reaching out to people and inviting. And again, I don't think either of these energies are wrong. I just think it's knowing the downside to both of them, knowing the upside, and playing with the one that really fits in your strengths, and playing with the one that feels like it matches your business chapter, your energy, right? For me, I err on the side of like lazy and brave marketing just because like I'm an efficient girl. Like my best friend always teased me in college that like anything efficient was my buzzword. Like when it comes to marketing, like I don't want to be spending my whole life marketing. Like I like working with clients. Like I like doing the coaching work. Like, and then I like not working. Like I really like working out. I really like dancing. I really like spending time with my kids. I really like to not work, right? Like I posted a thing on Instagram the other day, like I kind of just want to be like a Pilates wife. And I kind of am, because my business kind of lets me do that. I get to go to yoga and Pilates whenever I want, right? Like, and that I kind of like bought myself that freedom, that laziness, because I'm super brave and potent in my marketing. I'm magnetic and I really give my opinion, right? So it really builds a lot of trust with my audience. And then, but I definitely have chapters where I'm like, I can't be bothered. Like, I don't want to show up on stories, right? And I don't, but maybe then I need to be a little bit more proactive in outreaching and inviting people. So anyway, I know this is a new concept. Maybe I should like make a name for this, but I would love to hear from you. Feel free to email me and let me know which chapter you feel like you're in right now. In more of like a brave and lazy chapter, that magnetic chapter, or more of like a shy but energetic chapter, where you maybe have more time, but you maybe don't have as much brave energy in you, right? It's okay to have that invite energy. For me, this has been like in seasons of my life where I've had like personal crises or really big challenges with my kids or other things. Like it's totally fine to have this chapter, but it's just kind of nice. And I find when I present my clients with these options, they're a little bit more willing to be brave and vulnerable. They almost are like, oh, actually, now I want to be brave. I want to tell my story. I want to be opinionated, right? I want to stand out online because I see the benefit to it and I see the cost to not doing it. The cost to not doing it is my marketing is really bland and vanilla, and I'm going to have to build a bigger, like when you're doing the magnetic marketing, marketing, you can really convert on a small audience, right? When you're doing the magnetic marketing, someone can like see one of your posts and then want to work with you that day, right? It just expedites things. Again, it's efficient. So when we see that magnetic marketing is really beneficial to us, we want to do it. If we just see it as like we're doing it to do it, we won't want to, because we're like, why would I want to put my opinion out there online and then like a troll picks on me and then my family makes fun of me, or all those visibility blocks, right? But when we see the power in it, I really recommend, for me, I feel like I try to live in that energy, that selling energy, that marketing energy about 75% of the time, because again, it's the easiest, it's the fastest, it's the most efficient. And it's what is working right now in our online space is like authenticity marketing, right? People want to know you. They want to know your story. They want to know your heart. They want to know your wins. They want to know your struggles. And the nice thing too is for heart-centered entrepreneurs, like I find for most of my clients, once they click into this, it's pretty easy for them, right? Maybe if you've had a background before where you were more in a professional setting, maybe if you have imposter syndrome, it can be hard to crack into it. But I find that most of my clients, once they crack into it, it's pretty easy. It's pretty authentic because you're just sharing what you are. And I have to like take a minute to give you my pep talk. Authentic marketing does not just mean hot mess express marketing. Okay. It also means sharing how awesome you are, sharing your wins. This is the biggest thing that I work with my clients on in the mastermind is listing all the things that you've done right and well and the ways that you're crushing it and sharing with your audience how awesome you are, right? Like for me, that I was able last year to make basically $300,000 on a 3-day work week, right? Sharing those wins, whatever that parallel is for you transparently, right? Being able to say like, yeah, this is me and this is what's possible for you, just as much as maybe the vulnerable things or like the shadow sides, right? Because I find most of my clients are sharing the messy parts, but they're not sharing like how amazing they are. And here's the really kind of scary part. They're not sharing it because they don't even see it. When I have them list out, they're like, there's nothing I'm even proud of. There's nothing I'm actually even doing good, because as ambitious women, we're always seeing how much we're lacking, what we're not doing. As soon as we reach one milestone, we're moving the marker, right? There's always somewhere else to go. So we're not stopping and being like, oh my God, I'm amazing, right? And we're not sharing that with our audience. So our audience isn't getting it. So when I'm saying vulnerable, authentic content, I don't just mean how you're sucking. I also mean what you've done well, what you've done right, what you can be proud of, what's aspirational. There is something that you can share in that category and you're probably not seeing because you haven't even tried. And it's something that it's one of those things of like, when you're trying to get a new car, you see that new car everywhere around and you weren't noticing it before. Once you start owning and claiming your wins, that's why I'm a big fan of doing this every day. You guys know I have the daily check-in. Let me know if you want the link. It's basically like a 10-minute mindset exercise. One of the things in there to do every day is listing your wins. What did I do right? What did I do well? What can I be proud of myself for? I think it's the biggest deficit with heart-centered entrepreneurs is really not seeing and owning those wins, right? And so we really have to start with us in order to start doing that more magnetic marketing. Okay, hopefully this is helpful for you. Hopefully this persuaded you to think through those two different modes and the pros and cons with them. And I would love to hear for you, which are you feeling called to step into in this next era? And if it is brave marketing, if it is magnetic marketing, it's giving yourself permission to do what I call a visibility blocks exercise and getting clear on what feels like the scariest thing around doing more brave marketing, right? What are those blocks holding you back, and being able to clear them with a coach, right? I love to look at the visibility blocks my clients have and help decide, is this a mindset block, like just a fear we need to clear and journal through? Or is this something strategic? Like maybe you practically like need a visibility plan, like what platform are you going to be posting on, how many times, right? Like don't assume that the visibility block is anything until you write it down. I also wanted to invite you this month. I'm doing 10-minute mini sessions. I'm so excited about these. There are no strings attached. If you're like, oh, but I don't know if I want to work with you, like, don't worry. Like, I'm an adult. I can manage my time and schedule. My clients are so sweet, but they're always like, oh, you won't waste my time. This is 10 minutes, no strings attached. I want to coach you. I want to coach you. Whether you decide you want to work with me now or in 5 years or never, I don't care. I want to help you. It's one of the biggest blessings as a part of my business is I get to do these 10-minute mini sessions. So take advantage of it. And basically hopefully we can work through this, right? We can get clear on what is the mode that you need to be in to sign clients and make more money. Is it the invite energy? Is it the magnetic energy? And then what are the biggest visibility blocks holding you back from that so we can unleash that and make that easier for you? Okay, I'll include the link. Wishing you the most beautiful day. I am recording this episode a little bit early because I get to take my kids on a cruise. I was excited about it, but then once I saw how excited they were to go on the Disney cruise, I got even more excited about it. And it's just a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to afford to spend the time with them and take them on special things, adventures. And it's honestly something as a single mom I never thought would be possible. I never realized that becoming a single mom would mean that I would become richer and have more time and more energy and more capacity. So often we make this hard decision that we know is right, whether it's like leaving our job or starting our business or getting a divorce or leaving a friendship, and we think that we know we're doing it because it's the right thing for us, but we feel like it's going to take a lot of sacrifice. But what I have noticed that every time I followed my intuition, moving to a new city, right? Like every time I followed my intuition, quitting my job, I thought that it was going to, it was a gamble, and I thought that it was going to be worse than it was. It's always turned out way better and more rewarding and sweeter and more beautiful and more of a blessing. So I just want to say that to you. Like if you're on the edge of like a hard decision, a hard chapter, there is blessings and beauty and abundance on the other side for you waiting. I know there is. Have a beautiful day.
Thanks for hanging out today. Please hit that subscribe button so you can make sure to stay updated anytime a new episode drops. And I would love for you to join me in my free Facebook community. It's called The Heart-Centered Entrepreneur. We discuss the podcast episodes. I regularly go live and do free trainings. And you may even meet your newest biz bestie. So you can join at heartcenteredcommunity.com. It's absolutely free, and I cannot wait to see you in there.